Hey everybody, welcome to the channel. We have a fun one in store today. We are going to be doing a couple mods for the Excursion. I've really wanted to do one of these mods for a long time because the setup that I currently have with the dual beam projector headlights on the Excursion isn't exactly safe. I can go ahead and show you what that looks like. So whenever I go to high beams, the HIDs turn off. And now the high beams are on, which aren't too bad. They don't look nearly as good as what the HIDs did. And now I'm ready to go back from high beams to low beams. There's a slight delay while those things warm up. So the behavior is a little bit weird, and it makes it quite a bit unsafe, actually. If the issue gets addressed today, then we should have a safe vehicle. Also, first mod actually done here in the garage, in the new garage as well, which is still messy. I haven't had time to sort through any of that. All right, let's take a look at the mods we have today. Oh, well, that didn't work out well. Okay, well, that's just not going to work like that. So let's just hold them. First mod that we're looking at is this thing called a Britebox. The purpose of this box is to allow high beams and the low beams to be on at the same time, and potentially fog lights as well. Next mod, some really nice smoked side markers. So we'll put that on the good old Excursion there. Also have some of these, some switchback LED bulbs. We'll go ahead and get started on these projects, but before that, I have to shuffle some cars around to make some room. Had to fold the mirrors in. So we'll go ahead and do these markers real quick. Should be a pretty fast change. There's a little tab in here that just slides right out, just like that. So one of these is the running light, one of these is the turn signal. And then on the new one, we have two different wires, and they are labeled. So one is turn and one is running light. So I think one thing that I don't like about this already is that these plugs plug right in, but then there's no way to seal the connection. So that could lead to problems at some point in time in the future. This is the best part right here. Peeling off. Oh wow. I think those look really nice on there. Yeah, everything seems to fit pretty flush. I have to test it and see if it actually works though. But yeah, it's a little harder than I thought to replace it with these. And I think the hardest part was trying to figure out where to put the sockets, since typically they're inside of the marker, but these are outside now. So yeah, looks pretty good. Let's see if it works. Oh wow, those are so bright. That looks so good. Ah, bummer. Turn signal's not working. I would say that I have these hooked up wrong, if I have to venture to guess. An interesting note about this is that the way I hooked it up originally, I matched the colors, so I put the blue and black wire to the blue and black wire connector on the other end, and the same thing with the red and black and the red and black. And as it turns out, it has to go like that, I guess, with this one. Oh man, that is so bright. It looks so good. Now we just gotta get rid of this thing and make it switchback as well. So I started working on the other side, and I think water probably shouldn't be in there. Alright, so we got both of those done. That side's done. That is just crazy. I think that is a really good look. And then, so you can see the switchback functionality. I am super happy with how this turned out. I will make sure I leave a link in the description of where I got these.
I have a lot of stuff going on behind this headlight and behind the other one as well. But for the HIDs and for these CFELs and for the daytime running lights. So I'm actually going to go ahead and take the grill off and then take the entire fixture out. Just have these 4 screws, well technically 3 because I'm missing one. These 3 screws should be 4, and then there's 2 screws on the top here. And then there's 2 down here that are really hard to get to and really hard to see. We got the light off, we can kind of see what all's going on here. This was my original attempt at fixing the headlights, the low beams turning off when the high beams are on, but this relay did not do the trick there. So I'm going to kind of unwire some of this stuff and clean it up, and then we'll go ahead and put in the Britebox and see how it does. And now to the Britebox. I think this wire goes to the fog light adapter, and then this goes to the battery. Hooking that up was relatively straightforward. Just needed to plug the Britebox into the plug for the headlight right there, and then plug the other end to the other side of the Britebox, and then hook up negative and then positive. So now I think the moment of truth, we can actually go ahead and test this after I put a fuse in that thing. But yeah, we can see if this thing's gonna work. An interesting fact that I just learned is that plugging this wire into the fog light harness that's included with this, without actually testing it, which one is positive and which one is negative, will actually blow this fuse, and then the Britebox won't work. And we have another fuse pop. So neither one of the 2 wires actually works with the fog light harness. Alright, so we got the updated bulbs in both sides now, and now we need to put the grill back on and tidy some things up over here with the Britebox thing, and then we can go out and test this thing out. Well, I got everything buttoned up, so it's time for the moment of truth. We will see if all of these things work at the same time. I have to say, overall, I'm really happy with how that turned out. That was super cool.
Alright, so we're out here testing these things out. I haven't actually tested them on the road yet, so this is going to be an adventure for all of us involved here. So we'll go to the bright lights, and it works. I mean, the brights are on and the HIDs are on. I think that the light pattern's pretty good. I mean, the visibility is better. This is much better than what we had previously. And I think there is still a momentary flash, and you know, I'm not too happy about that, but it only happens when they turn on, and it seems to not affect the HIDs that much. My relay setup that I had before, it actually did affect the HIDs, and that sometimes one would go out or it wouldn't come back on, or it wasn't a great deal. So the Britebox seems to be doing pretty much what it claims to do. And there's still that flash. I mean, I'm not a huge fan of it, but this is a major improvement.
And we are back in the garage, so that was a good install. I enjoyed putting all that stuff together, and these are mods that I've wanted to do to the Excursion for a long time, so I'm really excited, and I love how these things turned out. I think the marker lights are the coolest thing. I'm pretty much decided I'm going to get a set of those for my truck as well, but I'm not sure if they're in orange since the cab lights are in orange, so that's something that we'll have to sort out. And the Britebox, I mean, the Britebox is good, and that it does do what it says it's supposed to. I'd probably rate it around a 3.5 out of 5, maybe, because it does do what it's supposed to, but there's a little flash, and then no matter which wire I plugged the green lead that's supposed to be for fog lights into on the fog light harness, it blew the fuse every time. So you know, I've thought it through, and maybe it has to do with it being a light bar and not being fog lights. I don't know. But I'm going to look into it and see. But as of right now, I'm pretty happy with these installs. So as always, thank you for watching, and please tap that like button if you like this video, and subscribe to see more of these cool projects.